Welcome to Safe Space. We are back. In our previous episode, we talked about women empowerment and whether truly it is causing family breakages. Remember, Safe Space is a place for young women, a place where we share the real issues that affect us, the place where we share the real stories, the place where we share the hard conversations that we are not free to share somewhere else. So if you're a young woman, this is a place for you. My name is Livia Arinda and I'm a life coach, and I always bring you these conversations because I feel in our society sometimes we don't have a safe space where we can share what is paining us as women, because I'm one of those empowered women and I've faced the same. Some people think I'm too much. When I try to focus on my dreams, some people think I'm becoming too much. So some people have been claiming that it is bringing family breakages. So that is what we are working on. Before, in our previous episode, we talked about the true empowerment, because one of the reasons that is bringing all these issues, we've misunderstood what true women empowerment is. For the ladies, sometimes we've looked at it as, there's a saying that what a woman can do, what a man can do, a woman can do better. And some of us are looking at it in that line. And for men, some of them are looking it in line with insecurity, that being men, they will not be able to control women. But then, we've seen the good side of empowerment. It's not that it is only the negative sides, though some people have misused it. So as we proceed, we want to see how can this woman balance this empowerment. But before we go far, I'm not alone. I have people here who are going to take us through. We are going to discuss this together, and I'll request them to introduce themselves. You're most welcome.
Thank you, Sylvia, for always calling us to speak about these beautiful topics that people ask you, and of course we are really glad. I'm glad. My name is Joanne Chihembo. I'm a life relationship coach, and I'm a mother, I'm a wife, and also I do my coachings online. I put free materials on my YouTube channel, which is Joanne Chihembo. You can give it a try out. And also, I do other coachings. You get to me personally, but I'm always glad to speak about empowerment in women. Yeah, that's true.
Thank you so much, Madam Sylvia. My name is Ayela Edron, and I'm the general manager of Namaste Kampala restaurant and bar. Namaste Kampala, we offer a variety of service, ranges from venues for birthdays, baby showers, social gatherings, and very, very many. I'm glad to be on the show. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Rinda, for hosting us. My name is Betty Takali, and I'm a law student at Uganda Christian University, but I'm also a student leader, and I'm currently serving as the Guild Deputy Speaker, and I'm also a member of the Girls and Mentorship Space. Thank you.
Well, good to have you on the show. And as you've heard from the man himself, we are at Namaste Restaurant here in Kamocha behind City Oil. You can see how good the place is. But if you want to really see how better and best it is, you need to come by yourself. We are still continuing. This woman is empowered. We are appreciating, but then some people are saying, no, she's not doing well. So how can a young woman who has been empowered balance her role as a mother, as a wife, as an empowered woman, but also move in her line with empowerment, but again remain in her position as a woman without stepping on men or breaking her family?
Thank you. That needs wisdom. The balancing of being empowered needs clear wisdom, because then we need to know what empowerment you look at, whether financial empowerment or actually being able to have that confidence that whenever an opportunity comes in, when you have that freedom, you're able to use it. So as a woman who is empowered, and we are comparing it to a man, you as a woman who is higher than the man at this rate, right? And so you as a woman, you need a lot of wisdom to use, because in the first place, you know the reason why you are in a safe space with this man. I'm married. We're looking at people who are married, maybe, or you're dating someone who is more less the man, and you're earning more than them. So it needs clear wisdom from God for you to handle such spaces. There is when you know for sure that you're going to an important venue, and you know your husband doesn't have money in the pocket. Nobody is going to know that your husband doesn't have money. Like, you need clear wisdom as a woman. Why don't you put 100K in his pocket and keep quiet? When it is time to pay, let the man pay. It's not living like a pretense life. It's living reality. Reason, you are in this marriage, you're with this person because you love them, and so money is not the thing that you're supposed to carry on. Why don't you say, if you've bought a car, it was bought by your money as a woman? Why is it that when your husband drives it, everyone in the village has to know he is driving your car? But this is your husband you claim you love. Then now I have to question the love that you have. Please, if you've gone out, you forgot, or you've ordered something, you have some money in your hand. I love women who just pass the hands behind and then they give the men to pay for it. It's not pretense. It is reality. You know that your husband is the ego that is there, that we cannot erase, which is godly, that God knew why it had to be like that. So basically, it needs wisdom for a woman who is empowered to use it, to know this specific space. If I'm the one having money, nobody needs to know that my husband doesn't have money. We can walk through this together. A lot of women who have actually done that, their marriages thrive. Yeah.
Thank you so much. First and foremost, as a man, in life they say God is above all.
Yeah.
So as a man, I've considered my wife is rich and so on. We need to know that richness also comes from God. As a man, you need to calm down. You need to make a proper decision to some extent, because the more important thing is what the woman is doing literally in the family is to support the family. Is within the reach of the family. But then, if I was a woman, these are the following decisions I could make, or I could move in. So I'm going to speak now as a woman. If I was a woman,
Right.
now I will do simple things, because number one, you need to know the type of man you're living with.
Right.
Is he a jealousy man? Is he a showbiz man? You understand? There are some men who are into showbiz. You understand? They literally want to know that what is actually there in the gate, they are the one who is owning, or they are the one in charge too. So if I have a bigger car, I'll give him also freedom to drive it once a while, so that my family is not into fights and so on. If I have the money to buy land, maybe as a woman, I'll tell my man, you know what, the money is here, but we are going to buy the land, but then the land title, let's put it on the name of our children. So that's why they say simplicity is ultimate of suffocation. Yeah. So we need to look into that perspective. Yeah, sure.
All right, thank you so much. So just as Arinda, you said, how can we balance? Still, we have to strike a balance, yeah? I have got the opportunity, right now I'm in my recess holiday and I'm home. We have kids at home. And so sometimes I have to put my nephew on the back and then I do chores in the house. And one time I was asking myself, how did our parents really, because for them they didn't have maids, previously, how were they really raising us? But then in the long run you realize that they are going to the garden, they are doing the domestic chores, but they are having a baby. So I think a woman has been built in such a way that they can be in position to do a number of things at the same time. Yeah, multitasking. Yeah. So at the end of the day, an empowered woman, you, as much as you are in these leadership positions, but you must be knowing that you also have gender roles to play at home, right? So you have to strike a balance, but you should also be in position to set priorities. And I think as Africans, based on our traditions and our values, our families should be priorities, no matter how much, no matter the careers that you want, no matter the dreams that you have, because at the end of the day, people are going to consider the legacy that you have left behind, and your legacy reigns through your children, right? So we have to put our families as a priority, as much as you have to spend time at your workplaces, but you should also consider your family. Maybe via the weekends, you know, go out and, you know, spend some time with your children, with your husband, to actually grow this bond. And maybe as I conclude on that, there is a tweet that was running around social media where the president of Tanzania was saying that as much as I'm the head of state, I'll still cook for my husband, I'll still wash for my husband. So imagine a head of state coming out to say that, right? So at the end of the day, you realize that as much as I'm empowered, but I'm also married to this man, and I have to play my gender roles at home. Yes.
Wow, thank you so much. Like our gentleman here said, this empowerment is good, and we still have some people who are looking at it from the African traditional society. Yes, but where we are now, we may not be able to go back to the African traditional society. So we have to move on, but the question is, how are we moving on? So as we continue to help this woman balance her empowerment and her role as a woman, we are going to first go for a break. We are coming back. Don't go away. Welcome back from our commercial break. Honestly, I'm dying of laughter because before we came back on air, someone was saying something which really made me very happy, and actually it is a reality. So he gave an example of when you're very empowered, for example, let's say the speaker, or you have that big position, let's say you're a CEO, and then your husband is somewhere, maybe he's a self-employed man, the way they say. And you find that possibly if you're earning 50 million a month, he's earning 1 or 2 if he has tried. So I'm going someone to give an example and said, is that man able to dictate the number of times you have sex? Can he dictate? Because, I mean, for you in your meetings, you're thinking about this board meeting, you're thinking about this and that. And then for him, he say, hey, honey, I'm missing you. Like, you'll be looking at him as if it's like, I mean, what does this one know? But anyway, as we proceed and we are concluding about women empowerment, we want to see still how can this woman balance being a woman and being an empowered woman and remaining in her role as a woman.
I want to just continue with that because it's not supposed to be like that. I'm thinking sexually, people need to be prepared mentally. Before sex, there is mental preparedness. And so as a man, if you feel that because this woman is empowered, is coming from this high job, so she's going to be able to dictate anytime, everywhere. But too bad to that woman who says, because I'm richer than you are, I'm supposed to dictate when we have to have sex. That's too bad for you. Then you don't know why you got married. You're differentiating. You're not understanding why you got married and then being empowered. They are two different things. Marriage is different from being empowered. It's just to be like a bonus of you to thrive in your marriage. Then it should not deprive the other person of their how do they call it? Because conjugal rights. The conjugal rights that you have to dictate. But again, as a man who knows that this woman, get involved in this woman's life. If she's having, how many meetings does she have a day? How many this does she do? How much work does she have? And then you get to know, okay, at this time, if I texted her when she's in a meeting and I'm texting her a love, the foreplay, sex doesn't start from the bed. It starts from the morning. It's from the morning when she's going to work. So then, this message is not going to be read as, oh my goodness. It's not going to be read like that. So when you're supposed to do what. But most of women, what I know, they love acts of service. They want to see their men get involved. And that's like that's a romantic thing for a woman. Hey, babe, I helped you in the kitchen. What? Like, that is romantic for them. So many women love acts of service. So if you know the love language of your wife, then why not do it? I don't think there is always a timetable for do this, do that, do that. Unless you're getting into a boring part, you want to have the spark come back. But I don't think it's supposed to dictate. And I wanted to also talk about the visionary part of a woman. Every woman loves someone who is a visionary, who sees in the future. When you ask a woman, you say he had a lot of visions that he wanted to do. He had a lot of plans that we wanted to do. Then now, when we got married, I am the one who is carrying the whole vision, because he thinks he doesn't have the money. Even when you don't have money, these women, we are weak. You see us. We are weak. You know where to touch. We know. So that money, it means nothing. Carry that vision. Do it. Draw it on a board. If you say that I saw this plot of land. It's beautiful. I don't have the money, but that land is good. Your wife, how much she earns. She will buy that land. She can even actually put it in your names. I'm telling you.
Well, recent, I watched something on the social media where there's a gentleman who was saying that you leave a man with a vision and then you'll go to a man with a television.
Imagine. Yeah.
So what was he trying to mean here? First and foremost, we need to look at when a woman is empowered, there's where she came from. All right? So when a woman gets empowered, that means automatically she comes from a family. Why don't you also use that empowerment and the gold which you have to also empower your man? That's one thing we need to look at. Put an example. I'm here as a general restaurant manager of Namaste. And tomorrow I wake up in the morning, because love is blind. Then I date maybe one of the waitress here. You understand? Then due to her hard work, then she gets a promotion, then maybe becomes even the managing director, or maybe, let me say, my bigger boss in this very company. All right? She should not look at a point whereby to consider me as a manager. You understand? She should, that respect has to be on. Right? It's because of me. I allowed her to have the freedom, you understand, and everything. That's where she has reached to. So we need to look at that perspective, according to me. Sure.
Right. And I guess also it's very important, like in relationships, to understand that there's a distinction between your marriage, but also with what you are doing as a woman, right? It doesn't matter what your position is. Once you come back home, you have to consider yourself and take yourself as a woman, as someone's wife, yeah? Regardless of whether you are higher than them, you are getting a lot of money compared to them, right? And at the end of the day, when we leave men to lead, when we leave men to actually initiate, I think we can always have a great relationship or a great marriage.
Wow. So as women, the more we become empowered, we should keep on that respect for men. And someone has said we should also pick them up. If I'm empowered and I become better, I should look at picking up my man so that, I don't feel uncomfortable. For example, if I'm moving with my man somewhere and he's not able to afford a good car. I can buy a good car for him so that when we are going somewhere, he can drive me. If it is a good suit and I mean, we are going somewhere for a party and I'm the CEO and I'm invited as possibly the guest speaker and I have to introduce him as my husband, he should be in a position where when I stand with him, I don't feel uncomfortable. Because
But also, if you're a woman and you're a CEO of a place, let me say you are in the same workspace. If you get home, what you are using as wisdom in that space, you are talking about it with your husband.
yes.
Why is he on the lower level again? He's supposed to also get to that because then you are speaking at the same level of it. So as women, raise up together. It's partnership. It's not let me grow and then for you you have to remain there. Like pick yourself up. That what partnership is 50-50. The effort I put might not be, someone can put an effort of money and another one can put an effort of hard work. But both of you are working together. To raise together, yes.
So both of you, because it's a family, so both of you are supposed to contribute to the betterment of your family. Yes. Thank you so much for being part of our show today, and I'm really glad. I believe someone out there has understood, has learned what way. If you had a misconception about women empowerment, you've really understood. If you've not been understanding the real meaning of empowerment, I believe now you know the real meaning of empowerment. And if you've been one of the people who are misusing empowerment, you're still going to know what you're supposed to do in this empowerment, because women empowerment should not be a bad thing. We are looking at making better generations. We are looking at raising better children. Like we said, if you empower a woman, you're empowering a family, you're empowering a community, and you're empowering a generation. Because the influence a woman has in the home is more. They can influence the children, which will also help us to raise better generations. So if you're there and you've been misinterpreting women empowerment, it's time you think about it. And for women who have also been taking it as a disadvantage, because I've met women who have said they've left their marriages because they've been empowered, and their case has been they've been empowered, but then these men have been in the process, I think, for fighting for their control over their women, they have ended up being toxic in their families. So these women are running away from the toxicity in their marriages. They're running away from the mistreatment. They're running away from abuse. One of the ladies was sharing her case where she wanted to pursue further education, and the husband was like, no, as long as you're my wife, you're not going back to school. And to her, she was a teacher, and she felt she wanted to improve herself and be a better teacher, and possibly be a head teacher or a bigger position in the education. So she wanted to go and have further education. And the husband was like, no, as long as you're my wife, you're not going further. So to some extent, yes, it has led to family breakages, but that is to a very low extent. That is because women have stood for their rights, have known what they deserve. They're not going to stand the mistreatment that some men were submitting these women to. But to a greater extent, women empowerment has helped to those who have understood the good side of it, have used it to build better marriages, better families, and better generations. Thank you so much for always keeping it at the show. I know you have a lot. You can also share your submissions about this, and we shall be able to get back to you. Thank you so much, and until next time, stay inspired.